Do you want some tips on how to make working from home more productive? I'm Jo Peacock, and this is what the pros know. More and more people are looking to work from home in this current climate, and these tips will help you to achieve a productive work environment while still looking after yourself. My first tip, number one, is get dressed. Okay, this is really important. Okay, I know it's so easy to look at your monitor in front of you and say, oh, well, even when I'm in a video meeting, people can only see from here to here, so I really don't need to get dressed, do I? Yes, you do. And there's a reason for that. And that reason is it puts you in the right frame of mind for work. Think of it as a costume. This is what I do every morning. I walk into my wardrobe and I say, okay, who do I want to be today? I want to be that professional Jo today, so I'm going to take this costume and I'm going to put it on. And the minute that I do, my entire attitude changes, my entire persona changes, and the way that I approach things, my perspective changes too. So it's really important that you get dressed. When you get up on a morning, go into your wardrobe or your closet and find the clothes that you would normally wear for work and put them on after you've showered, of course, right? And then go and sit at your desk, and then you can approach your work with the same attitude and the same perspective as you would in your office environment. The second tip that I have for you, number 2, take breaks. I know that you might think to yourself, well, I don't want to take breaks. I'm going to feel guilty about taking breaks because how will anybody know if I'm there, and what if somebody needs me? Just think about it for a moment. When you're in the office environment, you go and grab a coffee, don't you? You do take the odd 5-minute or 10-minute break. You will take some time at lunchtime to go and do some shopping, or maybe to go and grab yourself something to eat. Make sure you take those breaks while you're in your home environment too. So if you're sitting down and maybe you're catching up on 45 minutes watching TV, don't feel guilty about it. Make sure that you take breaks. Well, as long as you're not taking 4 hours worth of breaks, but make sure you take those breaks. Keep yourself hydrated. It's really important at the moment, but it's also really important when it comes to concentration as well. Number 3, over-communicate. Now, I know that people will say, well, no, I hate it when people over-communicate. But the simple fact of the matter is that you are working in isolation, and working in isolation can make you feel very, very lonely. It can also make other people feel as though they're incredibly lonely too. And if somebody reaches out to you when they're in an office environment, they can get up, they can come and talk to you, they can ask you a question, and you'll respond to them. When you're in an isolated environment, such as working from home, then your colleagues don't know that you're there. So make sure that they do know that you're there. Keep an open line of communication and over-communicate. You know what? Even if it is just a check, maybe once an hour, just to have a quick check around the entire team and say, hey, this is the TV program I found. This is what I'm going to watch at lunchtime. Or I thought about doing this. I'm going to take 5 minutes now to take a run around my front garden or run around my front yard just to take a break and actually do some exercise. Maybe you could set up a challenge with your colleagues as well. Every 5 minutes, let's see how many steps every hour, let's see how many steps we can get in 5 minutes, shall we? Over communicate. Let your colleagues know that you're there. Number 4, think about your priorities and make sure you organize your working priorities. Your priorities when you're in the office will be dictated to the most part on who comes to talk to you, whether your line manager is asking you to do something, and also events that may happen around your workplace. You don't necessarily have that luxury while you're working from home. You'll be able to organize your day a lot better. So ensure that you're actually working to your priorities and that you complete each task as much as you can do before moving on to the next in the right priority. There's also a huge temptation when you're working from home to just pick out the things that you like to do. And then the other things, there's no urgency on them, is there? So I don't need to do them right now. No, organize your priorities and stick to those priorities too. And lastly, I want you to schedule your day. It really is going to help you focus. Did you realize that there is a tendency for people that work from home, there's a tendency there for them to actually work longer hours working from home than what there is when they work in the office? And that's because you're in that mindset, aren't you, of working from home from the minute you would normally get in the car to go to the office, or you would start your commute. That's when you start your work day. So that's when you're likely to start work, and you're likely to finish at the same time as you would get home. That actually means that you're working longer hours. So schedule your day and make sure that A, you're taking time for yourself, but B, you're also able to achieve those priorities. There are apps out there such as FocusMate. That app will help you to arrange your time during the day and actually help you to chunk out your priorities and ensure that you can be more productive whilst at the same time taking care to look after yourself. If you follow these 5 tips, they will actually help you have a productive day. They will also help you to be a better, more collaborative colleague, and they will give your line manager that assurance that yes, you are actually at your desk, you are producing the content that they require, and no, you're not spending all day with your feet up watching TV, just a little portion of it, right? So check out our playlist for more great What the Pros Know. Oh, and be sure to subscribe to our ITProTV channel. But for now, I'm Jo Peacock, and you know what the pros know.